Something to think about is, why is change so hard to make happen in organizations? From small process changes to transforming your sales force or a grand culture change. Why do companies struggle to make change happen and stick? In 2008, IBM conducted a study that said up to 60% of all change efforts fail. That statistic is probably true today. So if you have tried to make a change effort succeed only to fall into that 60% trap, you've probably done your own research. The literature in this area is expansive. Some companies, to fight back, have their own internal, fully staffed change management offices. But rather than repeat the over 50 years of research, white papers, and case studies, I want to strip it down and talk about a few things that maybe aren't talked about a lot or thought about. The first is that change always starts from the top. Leadership always brings the change effort to their people, whether it's a supervisor of employees or a leader of a company. And they already get the vision. They already know where they want to go. But it's not the vision alone that gets people involved and engaged in your change effort. The 60% of change efforts that have failed had a vision. The next thing to think about is cheerleading is only temporary. Now, I'm not trying to minimize the importance of inspiration and motivation in your change efforts. It is critical. The fact is, it's not focusing on those two things that's important, it's maintaining it. In most change efforts, it's front-end loaded at the front, rarely present in the middle, and never present at the end of a failed change effort. The other thing to think about is your people have seen change before. I've seen some companies change value propositions or USPs every few years. When change becomes constant and it fails time and time again, your people will become immune to any change effort. They'll just sit back, wait for the next effort, change, whatever it is to come down the pike. The power of a passive audience dooms most change efforts. This next one's more controversial. Technology is not equipped to help. What? Technology is supposed to make all our lives easier, more productive, and more efficient. You can get your message out through live streaming or webcast in an instant. You can disperse information through email through a touch of a button. And online learning systems can keep track of who's paying attention. However, the 60% of change efforts that failed all had that technology available. So let's think about some ways to turn this around. The first is to make sure all of your people really understand the why of your change. It's not the what of the change that's going to get them engaged. It's the why. And they have to see it from their perspective, how it impacts them, your company, and their jobs. Don't move forward until everybody understands the why. And try not to own the change effort. A lot of leaders want to lead, I get it. But it's the people who make the change happen, the employees, who deserve all the adoration and applause for the work that they do. Let them lead the change and you're probably more successful. The next big thing, especially if you're a large corporation, is you need to align all parts of your organization. Every element of the organization has to be involved in the change effort. Whether you're trying to establish new behaviors or increase productivity, everybody needs to be pulling in the same direction. Don't ask your sales team to adopt a new methodology or new behaviors and let customer service and logistics stick to their old ways, is a good example. Finally, commit yourself to ongoing motivation. Motivation and inspiration needs to be throughout a change effort. Put your foot on the gas pedal and don't let it off until your change effort is done. That is something to think about.